There are about 2 to 3 competitive exams you will need to take before applying for any university across different countries, United States or Australia, Canada. So mostly if you're from an Asian or African country, the primary thing universities would need is English proficiency test. I don't know why they don't trust us with English.
Which means even if you have a British accent of English and you want to go to the UK for your further studies, you still need to take the IELTS, unfortunately.
There are 3 different tests you can take. One is the IELTS, TOEFL, the third one is the PTE. The IELTS, or the National Language Testing System, there are 2 types of different IELTS. There is academic and there is a general one. The academic one is used for students like us to apply to universities, and the general one is for people who want to migrate to Canada or Australia. They need to give this IELTS in order to get their resident permits and things, but that's not a concern. You should take care, you need to give the academic IELTS. The TOEFL, or the test of English as a foreign language test, is also a very popular test. And there's the third one, PTE. It's important to know that one of these 3 tests is pretty compulsory for universities abroad. And the TOEFL is British and Australian English, though it's conducted by the British Council, but it's usually said that it's a mixture of Australian and British English. And TOEFL and the PTE are more towards the American English. But if you want to go to UK, your desired universities have more of the UK universities, then you should take the IELTS, I would prefer. Even for Australia, the IELTS is better. But for America, if it's only American universities you want to go in, then TOEFL would be a better option for you. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter which one you take unless the university has some specific requirements of a particular exam. And sometimes some universities also have a threshold score which they need to accept you to that particular institute. Another exam you might need to take is one of both of these. It's the SAT or the ACT. It doesn't really matter if you take any of these, but unless your university has a precise and a particular requirement of taking the SAT with the SAT subject tests. There are 2 types of SATs. One is the normal one, which has maths and English, which has pure maths. It's pretty simple maths around grade 10, 11 maths, with English, which is a bit difficult, American English. And the SAT2, or the SAT subject test, also known as. These are the subject tests, which are 1-hour tests on just one particular subject. Some high-class universities in USA like Harvard, MIT, Stanford, these universities need you to take the specific subject test in your specific subject area. If you want to study engineering at these universities, you might need to take 2 of either chemistry, physics, or maths. There are about 21 different types of SATs, including 9 language tests, including French, Latin, Hindi, and a lot of other languages. But the universities don't really prefer you to take these language tests unless you want to do your degree, your undergraduate degree in literature or any other humanities subject. Again, applying for these tests is not very difficult, but these tests are a bit expensive. So you have to make sure that you are well prepared before giving this test so that you don't lose much money. You apply for the SAT on College Board, which the collegeboard.org, the website, is already there in one of my YouTube channel videos. The American citizens and the permanent residents can apply for a fee waiver, which means they won't have to pay any fees for the SATs or even the subject test. But however, the international students like us, we do have to pay, unfortunately. And IELTS is also a bit expensive test, I would say, but it's equally prestigious. You can apply to universities across any country with the IELTS. You apply for the ACT from act.org, and you apply for the IELTS from the British Council website. You must research well before applying for any of these exams. The first thing you need to research is, does the universities in Australia or America consider your country, your home country, as an English speaking country or not? If it's not, then you might need to take, depending on the university's requirements. You shouldn't be afraid of these tests. Like, these tests are not the only basis through which your application and your admissions is going to guarantee success, but these exams and good scores in these exams actually play a very important role in building up a good image of the candidate in front of the admissions office and the admissions department. If you have been in a school in which you speak English throughout and you're pretty good at maths and physics, I think you should be fine with the normal SAT and the ACT. Those are not pretty difficult. I prepared for them in around 1 or 1.5 months. You just need around 2 hours every day for about a month. You should be fine with both of them. However, the subject test of SATs, you do need to give a lot of effort. I am preparing right now for my subject test, and it is demanding. Those subjects are demanding. I'm taking the physics and the maths SAT 2, the subject test, and it is pretty demanding. You need to take out at least an hour every day for 3 to 4 months, I would say, for the SAT subject test. However, you'll be really fine if you are a fluent English speaker for the IELTS or the TOEFL. Both of these exams are divided into 3 or 4 parts: the listening, reading, writing, and speaking. If you're not a fluent English speaker and your grammars and things are a bit trickier, then you should take an advisor. You should take classes. There are online classes available. There are also private institutes which teach you for IELTS. I would personally suggest going to EEC in Vadodara if you are from Vadodara. I'm particularly from Vadodara in India. So if you are from Vadodara, you should go to EEC, which is in Alkapuri, and it's also in Nizampura. Those guys are really well at preparing for those things. I have been there. I just took a 9 days course there, and I was very confident for my IELTS right after 9 days. By the way, there's no particular answer to your question that how much score should I get in order to confirm my admission in particular universities. There is no answer to that, because these exams don't play the most major role in your application. It does play an important role, but there are also a lot of other things where the universities want to know about you. The university wants to know you not only according to the academic results and the statistics of your scores, but also about you as a person. What do you like to do in your free time? So these are the 5 tests I introduced you in this video. You might need to take 2 or 3 according to the requirements of your desired universities. And mind me, these tests are for undergraduate admissions or bachelor's degree admissions. These are not for postgraduate. There are different tests like GMAT and GRE for the postgraduate admission also, but this information is particularly for the undergraduate or the bachelor's degrees. So that's it for the competitive exams. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. As always, do subscribe to my channel. I'm Nand Javia, always there to help you.